I'd like to talk about two things. I'd like to talk about what some forms of cheating are, or plagiarism, and how to avoid them. So first I'd like to mention that this is not all of what cheating and plagiarism is. Many things can constitute cheating and plagiarism. I just tried to pick three things that are easy to understand and apply in almost every class, certainly in IELP class. So first it says you may not submit work for a grade that is composed wholly or partially by another person. And what this means is someone can't do the work for you, whether that's writing your assignment or doing your homework for you. Somebody else cannot do your work and cannot write your papers and cannot turn in, or you can't turn in work that somebody else did. And sometimes even too much help from tutors might constitute plagiarism too, because if you ask tutors or a family member or somebody else to write your paper for you and they give you too much help, well, that's not really you that wrote the paper, they did. Secondly, you may not submit work that is copied from a book, an article, a newspaper, a magazine, another person, or from the internet. Many students copy what's in the book, or many students go on the internet and copy and paste onto their papers and make it look like it's their own work, but that's not. And also at our college, you cannot use work from another class either. Each class you have to do original work, for. Now, the only thing that I would say is if you do take a couple of quotes from an article or from a book, maybe one or two or three quotes in your whole paper, you also have to put quotations around it, and you have to cite it, and you also have to provide a source. Otherwise, it has to be your own work. And then finally, when it comes to doing an essay, or if it comes to taking a test in anybody's class, you may not use another person's test answers, information from another person, use electronic devices in your pockets to look up answers, or use like hidden answers or a cheat sheet. Sometimes when people are taking exams, they look at their neighbor and see what their neighbor's writing and then write it down on their paper. Or sometimes people have pieces of papers in their pockets and then try underneath the table to kind of look and then write. And that would be considered cheating. And so what happens to a student here at Moraine Valley Community College when they do violate academic integrity, or they do cheat or plagiarize? I'd like to walk over here and take a look at our multiple violator remediation process. So if a student cheats or plagiarizes and the teacher finds out, the teacher will fill out a form for that student and they will receive a sanction. A sanction is basically what the teacher says is going to happen to that student in their syllabus. Some people call it a punishment, some people call it a penalty, or something like that. But if your teacher says that you are going to get a 0 on this assignment, because I know that's the case in the IELP classes, you're going to get a 0 on your assignment on your first time if you copy or plagiarize or if you cheat, and it all means the same thing. And then the teacher is going to talk to you about why it happened, and they're going to encourage you not to do it again, and they're going to tell you about why they care about that, why it's important not to cheat or plagiarize. While you're here at Moraine Valley, if you get 2 forms filled out, if you cheat or plagiarize a second time, it could be in the same class or it could be in someone else's class. Like if you take one teacher's class to cheat and then you do it in another class and that teacher fills out a form too, then you are on caution. You'll get another sanction. Whatever that teacher says is going to happen to you. Sometimes that's a 0, sometimes you get asked to leave the class, you get an F for the class. Sometimes people just take points off. It depends on what that teacher says. And then what would happen is you would need to meet with a counselor in the S building before you register again. And the counselor wants to help you understand why you were cheating. They want to help you remediate you and help you with the skills that you may lack, or help you with skills to start doing your own work, and so you won't have to copy. But definitely they want to help you so it doesn't happen again, because we see that as a problem and we want to help our students not to have those kind of problems. If it happens a third time in someone else's class, then that student gets, again, whatever that teacher says is going to happen in their syllabus, another sanction, and then they have to leave Moraine Valley for 1 semester. So they have to leave for at least 3-4 months and can't register for either the fall or the spring semester. And then they come back and meet with a counselor again to see, okay, this is the 3rd time this is happening. What's going on here? How come we can't stop cheating or plagiarizing? And then if it happens a 4th time, at that point the student then probably will fail the class or whatever the teacher says is going to happen, and then they have to leave Moraine Valley for 1 full year. And then they can't come back for a year, and then they have to reapply to come back. But we don't want that to happen to you. We want you to learn the skills that you signed up for. Your teachers are here to help you. Your teachers are here to work with you. If you have any questions at all of your professors are happy to work with you and help you develop the skills that you need. So if I had to give any recommendations to any students, I would say come and talk to your teachers. Come and ask them questions. Try to get some help. And definitely give yourself time to work on your assignments so you won't have to do these things. So with that, I want to thank you. I wish you all the best in your classes. And once again, please let your teachers know if you need any help. Thank you so much.